Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Jones, president of Green Builder Media. We're here at the Vision House, Las Vegas, a project in conjunction with Beazer Homes, and we're very excited to have our big show here and look around at all of the contributing companies and products and systems. Today, I'm welcoming Stephen Kane, who is Director of Builder Operations for SPAN.
That's right.
Tell us about SPAN.
Thanks, Ron. I really appreciate being here with you and with the Beazer team. Yeah, we're really excited. So SPAN reinvented the 100-year-old electrical panel. We have the old gray box that we've been installing for a really long time. And it's functioned well for safety, but in order for us to hit more energy efficiency goals and have integrations with things like battery and EV charging, we needed something a little smarter. So we made an internet-connected electrical panels.
Interesting. So that's the sort of the heart of the system, and everything goes out from there. Does it play into home security as well, in terms of being able to have power where you need it, when you need it, and be able to distribute that?
I would say it plays into resiliency, and it's what we call an energy management system. Mm-hmm. So with this energy management system, we have a lot of homes that are being built to be all electric ready,
yes, or
all electric standard, no gas appliances per se. And in order to do that, a lot of times our electrical load counts push us into higher service sizes from the utility company.
Sure.
We keep your system size for an average builder at 200 amps or lower, saving you lots of money on your per lot build.
Absolutely.
And so with that energy management, what we can do is we can curtail load going to, say, an EV charger like the SPAN Drive and make sure that the home doesn't over exceed its capacity.
Well, as you know, we are in an all-electric subdivision here, and the commitment's been made to go to a very clean product and a clean process. I think this is a big part of it. Now, you mentioned the charger a couple of times. I'd like to look at that with you.
Sure. Yeah, this is called the SPAN Drive, and it's a level 2 EV charger, delivers up to 48 amps to the car, if the car can handle that, and it integrates just with our SPAN panel. You can install any kind of level 2 charger with the SPAN panel. You don't have to use ours, but with our SPAN Drive, you get dynamic curtailment down in 1 amp increments as your home might need power at other places. With a regular electric car charger like a Tesla or Wallbox or any of the others, it would just be an on or off kind of experience for a home buyer.
I see. What are the main advantages of going to a modern system like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the key benefits is that we can just add more load onto this system than you might classically have. One of the benefits for a builder is more optionality, right? So a builder can sell more options, add that spa package or that upgraded kitchen option if the homeowner wants it without increasing the service size to the house. And also the home buyer long term, they can add additional loads. Say they wanted to, additional features outside or a larger service related kind of load, they can add those after the purchase as well.
Precisely. One of the products that I came across and was able to recruit for this project is an electric outdoor grill.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of new territory for most people.
That's probably a big fat double pole breaker in there.
Absolutely. And if you happen to have a hot tub next to that, all of a sudden your load increased quite a bit.
It does.
So it's sort of a different mindset. You need to be planning ahead and thinking of these things, but you guys have done some of that thinking ahead of time.
We have. And then one of the really key benefits to a home buyer is that what is being actually consumed at every breaker level. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll ask friends or family of mine, how much was your electric bill last month? And they'll say 200, 400, 600, whatever the number is. And I'll ask them why. And they're like, well, I don't know. I think my kids leave my lights on all the time. It's almost never the lights. It's usually these larger loads that you don't realize are running often. Yeah. This gives you the information to actually change that behavior or schedule them to be running at different times during high time of use events from your utility bills. And net, you can save a lot of money on your energy bill every month.
That's a big advantage for sure.
It is.
But there's no compromise in the systems or in the comfort or any of the other elements because everything has been really processed through to make sure that we're not having to leave something off the boat.
Exactly. Yeah. We work with the electrical engineering firms and the construction design firms all the time just to make sure that they're getting all of the options and all of the systems that they prefer to have for the home to operate well. And it fits, seamlessly with our panel.
Well, let's explore that a little bit. So let's say we're in a different market. If we're West Coast, we're California, or in the Southeast, or wherever it happens to be. So there are different sets of criteria, and you've got different code applications, et cetera.
Yeah.
So when you're doing the engineering and working through that engineering permitting process and the commissioning and all the things that have to take place, how do you streamline that for the builder, for the developer?
Yeah, we have lots of documentation for the engineering firms and for the permit submittal process, application notes that show all of our listings. We work with third-party breakers. We don't actually make a smart breaker. We use off-the-shelf breakers, which are a benefit to both the electrician and the builder. Regular supply agreements that they may have. And through that, and with all of our documentation, we smooth through permitting, with no problem.
You don't have to invent the wheel every time you go in.
Not at all. We're installed in every jurisdiction in the country, in every state in the country. We've been around for over 7 years. This thing is no longer, the newest thing on the block. It's now the trusted partner to electrify.
I was going to say reliability has to be a big spoke in that wheel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're at the heart of the system, right? We are the place where all of the energy is flowing.
Yeah.
And so we need to have, a long-term perspective of how we build this hardware.
If the lights go out, this is where you're coming,
All the time.
But in this situation, of course, being completely net zero ready, we've got the preparation in place for solar system on all of the houses. In fact, the Vision House next door has a full system on it.
Yep.
It's the wave of the future. It's the wave of the present, for that matter. And I think we're going to continue to see refinement in the systems to keep streamlining and integrating more technologies as we go along.
Oh, 100%. And that's one of the best things about SPAN is we actually make your battery backup system better. So for those builders that might be familiar with installing a battery backup or a battery ready system, or even a house with solar on it, usually there's a separated dedicated load center for just the backed up battery loads. Any one of these breakers could either be on backup or not. The homeowner then has control over what is on a breaker for battery backup during an outage. Let's say the utility outage is going to last longer than they thought. They can drag and drop with an app the breakers that they'd like to be powered by their battery and decide, I need to prioritize my refrigerator over, say, my hallway lights or something like that. And then they could actually impact how long their battery will last. And also, if you were to hardwire over 6 or 8 loads when you constructed the home, inevitably somebody wishes that back bedroom that wasn't on battery backup was on battery backup. They would normally have to call an electrician to cut drywall and move loads. Any one of these can be on backup simply with a swipe of the finger by the homeowner.
That's amazing. What about any remote capabilities?
Yeah, I mean, it works via an app on your phone as a homeowner called the SPAN Home app. One of the little anecdotes that we've heard from a few people is, you left to go to work and you can't remember if you turned off the oven. You can actually look at the app, see if it is running, and you can remotely turn that off from your phone at the office. Or let's say, I left my curling iron plugged in or something in the bathroom, right?
Yeah. Well,
I can see if there's a load there and I can open that relay from anywhere in the world. So yeah, having remote control and insight into what's happening at your home while you're away is really powerful for today's buyers.
So tell me, what is most exciting for you looking ahead for SPAN and for the industry itself?
Really, what we're doing is, really getting really tight in the build community in order to make this an all electric ready standard and battery ready standard product. We're scaling really quickly with all the home builders, all the big production builders, and custom and semi-custom builders as well. In addition to the home builder space, though, we're getting really active in the utility space. As you can imagine, our grid isn't necessarily ready for everybody to have 400 amp service to their homes.
Right.
We help, manage that need with the utility companies. So a lot of utility companies are coming to us for solutions for their, constrained grid as we start to electrify our cars, our cooking, our HVAC, things like that.
Efficiency is the shortest path to reliability.
It's a lot easier than building out a larger grid than we need.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about in terms of if you could couch this in terms that relate to sustainability overall? Sustainability in terms of the relationship between the built environment and the natural environment. Sustainability for families who have their largest investment of their lifetime. Sustainability's got to be important to SPAN.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there's a lot about sustainability when you just, purchase something that you think is, made in a sustainable way. But I think it's actually how you operate and live your life every day for 10, 20, 30, 40 years that you're going to live in that home, right? So operating your home in a smarter and more efficient way, integrating it with battery and solar, perhaps using an electric car, you need insight to tie all these things together.
Yeah.
This makes your life as a sustainable home occupier, home buyer, really easy. And so this thing is, I think, the key to making sustainability possible and easy.
Well, I've been in the green building arena for a very long time, and I had a good friend, actually out of Austin, Texas, who was talking about water harvesting. And he said, when you become a water harvester, you become a water steward.
Right.
The same thing is true with energy.
Yeah.
When you start monitoring and paying attention and participating with what's going on in terms of your energy consumption, what the possibilities are, what the limitations are, you become an energy steward. And that helps everybody.
Absolutely. And you can't improve what you don't measure. And as it is now in our gray box, we don't measure the electrical loads at every breaker. Now we do. And now I can improve how that is operating and make choices to be the steward of that electricity.
Even if you're a consumer and you go online to look for an appliance, a portable appliance of some sort, with all the information that's available to us, now we can compare the wattage or whatever it might happen to be and make informed choices on the things that would affect the bottom line.
Absolutely. And as energy prices are increasing, without that insight, like you're going to make a choice without an informed, kind of set of facts. So
yeah, I used to ask audiences of builders if anybody thought their energy bill was going to go down.
Right.
And I only had one guy. He raised his hand, and I said, "Okay, let me have it." And he said, "I got 2 teenagers leaving for school at the end of the summer, and my energy bill is going down."
You would hope so.
So I had to give him that.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you're right. The cost of energy is going to continue to go up. And so what we need to do is we need to have greater respect for it and a reverence for the whole house picture. Absolutely. The thing is, for too long, the different components were isolated from one another. We didn't see it as a system where everything had to work together.
Right.
That's changing. And the consumer is much better, much more informed, has better information, actually sometimes well ahead of the builder in some cases.
For sure.
And it helps to push the bar up. We refer to this project, we have a tagline, Crossing the Rubicon. And we selected that because we knew that Beazer was taking a big, courageous step to do this. And there's no going back. That's the bottom line on the Rubicon. Once you cross, you can't go back.
Right.
Hopefully what they will do, and I believe they will, is they will lead other players in the industry across that river and into the future. And I hope that you will continue to be a big part of it. What's the most exciting thing for you when you come into a model home or you work with a builder for the first time? Is it the information you can share with the confidence that you can build in them?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been at this company for a long time, and I've had so many anecdotal stories of homeowners saying how much we've helped them solve their problems, right? They didn't know that their refrigerator was going, maybe the compressor was going out, but by looking at their energy data in their SPAN app and downloading that data, they can realize, I need a repairman out here. So enabling homeowners to have more control and insight and value within their home. It's just fun.
It's power. It's about being proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what a gift.
Yeah. And, home buyers today, they're expecting, app control on their phone. Like everything is internet connected. This is the last thing in our home that wasn't. So bringing this insight into somebody's palm of their hand to be able to control how they run their home, it's really powerful.
What else would you share with us in closing that you'd like for people to know about SPAN or about the future of all of this?
No, I mean, we're going to become the standard within a lot of home communities. And, I think that, we're here from the long term and we're meant to help enable electrification for everyone. We have a big, huge goal of electrifying America, and this panel is what's going to get us there. And so we just love the journey that we're on with builders like Beazer and other partners out there, and happy to be here.
Well, congratulations. I know you guys are highly respected. You got a great product.
Appreciate that.
You lead in this part of the industry. And I think that the folks here have made a really wise choice.
Thank you for that time. I appreciate it.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.